Hey buddy, it's Crazy Time 4 and welcome back to some more Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. In the last one, we went through Classic Mode and ran through as Marth, another, a favorite character of mine. But this time around, we're going to be running through with another Fire Emblem character coming back from Brawl. Ike, of course, the big burly man himself, changed his appearance quite a bit from his skinnier form from back in Brawl. But yeah, so let's check out Ike's Palace House real quick. So we got the standard, Ike look from Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn for the Wii. We've got a more of a yellowish look to the armor. We've got kind of like a red, brown, orange color. We've got a more of a blue color with some gray. We've got a full-on green color. We've got a kind of like a darker red with like a lighter brown, like a tan color. And then we got a full-on black color for his armor and his outfit, and then a full-on white color. Very similar to how Marth is, I guess, for some of his palette swaps. But without further ado, let's get right into it. 7.0 with Ike. I'm kind of excited to see how this works. Because I actually like Ike a lot. He's definitely one of my favorite heavyweights to play as in Smash Brothers. Really, like any Smash game, I'm gonna be like I really do enjoy playing as Ike. I really do. So yeah, I'm quite excited to play as Ike today. But speaking of Ike, obviously returning from Brawl, he came through as a newcomer in Brawl, now he's back in Smash 4. So as, a heavyweight fighter, he is actually tied for being the 8th heaviest in the game with Wario. He's got below average walk speed, air acceleration, and dash speed, pretty above average fall speed, air speed, and gravity, and a very low jump height. But all of that, obviously, is paired with his insane really good bulkiness and also high power. So like he's got slow moves for sure, but like they will pack a punch. They will absolutely pack a punch, which is definitely something to keep in mind when playing as Ike. He's gonna be that slower, bulkier swordsman that is going to definitely be able to dish out a lot of damage and stay in the match for a while. Trying to kill some of these guys off. There we go. There goes Wii Fit. Bayonetta taking some kills, but that's fine, I guess. Kind of worry about these guys. Give that Galaga ship. It's gonna be very helpful to have. There we go. That was a good hit. Man, and I got sucked by the Galaga. We take it. All right. So for Ike's general strengths in this game, he's got very good approach and neutral game. Great aerial approach game, which is pretty unusual for a heavyweight. A long disjointed sword range with his sword Ragnell, second only to Shulk and Cloud. Neutral forward and back airs are also pretty strong tools. They are able to he can short hop auto cancel, his forward air has high damage, range, knockback, and is hard to punish, and his back aerial is safe on shield due to having a high shield stun. Now for his general combo game, he's got a pretty solid combo game at low to mid percents. His key combo starters being his down tilt, his neutral aerial, which of course can be a short hop forward air, or you can do a short hop fast fall with it, which is definitely very helpful. Oh gosh, we got another big swordsman from freaking Kid Icarus Uprising. It's a great character, but he's scary to deal with in the match. If once he can get away, I can focus. Okay, there we go. Did Mega Man just kill himself? I was about to say, I thought he did. I was gonna be very, very happy if he did. Also his up throw and his down throw are good key combo starters. His up throw does combo into his forward and up aerials, even at high percentages, so allows him for some good KO setups. Other combo tools though include his up tilt, which allows for juggling, his forward aerial, which can chain into itself, and the back throw, which is a good tech chase option. Let me get this real quick, thank you. Yeah, I got it with the ether, or great ether I should say. Good final smash, really cinematic, just so super dope to pull off. As for his general kill power though, all of his smash attacks very, very strong, as you could probably expect from a heavyweight of this class. His forward smash is the 7th strongest of his kind. His up smash also covers a wide area, and it's effective at edge and punishing rolls. He also doesn't need to rely on smash attacks to secure KOs. He's just in general got a lot of really good powerful tools. And for his edge guarding, his forward and back aerials actually KO pretty well off stage. His down aerials tip is a very powerful meteor smash. It's a very fun one to pull off. He's had it since Brawl, and luckily it has continued being, you know, present in Smash 4. His Eruption, his neutral B, has a very large hitbox. Oh, this is scary. Hold up, let me come closer, Ganondorf. I'm waiting for him. There we go. I was waiting for that opportunity, that beautiful opportunity to counter him. If I can get Rob out of here, that'd be great. Get out of here, stupid. Yeah, his neutral B has a large hitbox and strong power, especially when it is charged, because it is a chargeable neutral B. And he also benefits from range, which also enhances his KO potential. But of course, with those strengths, he's got quite a bit of I guess, glaring weaknesses. First things first, his mobility and his defense. He is big, heavy, and fast falling, which makes him an easy combo target. He does lack fast options to escape pressure. He also does have no projectile, which makes him struggle against zoning and camping. And also pretty weak at his shield game. He's got a below average grab game, pretty poor traction, and most of his grounded moves do have slow startup, which of course, you know, can be difficult in some scenarios. And also his grounded approach is very predictable and laggy. Damn, that's an interesting neutral B that Wii Fit has. Pretty cool, I guess, but strange. Oh, nice, that worked. Nice, get out of here, Shulk. That worked out very, very well. As for his recovery, though, the Ether, very fun move, but it just lacks at being a solid recovery in some instances. First things first, though, it is a pretty poor and predictable recovery option. The Ether, his up B is a very vertical only up B with poor horizontal distance. His quick draw, his side B, is a very horizontal recovery, but he becomes helpless if it misses. So yeah, and also he's very vulnerable to edge guarding and semi spikes because of his recovery options. As for his custom moves, though, they do offer some optional enhancements. Tempest is one for his neutral B, which is basically a faster eruption. It stalls him in the air, and it can also gimp. The Furious eruption is stronger, has more vertical range, and is also great on low ceiling stages. And the close combat for his side B ignores projectiles and shields while dashing, which just makes it really great for recovery. Ether Drive for his up B is a more diagonal recovery compared to his standard Ether, and also, but it does give him less vertical distance. Ether Wave is faster, it sends energy waves, and it's also very good for edge guarding. The paralyzing counter for, of course, is down B. Stuns instead of countering, but it does have low damage, and the smash counter is a very high damage counter, but it is pretty slow. So just a general playstyle summary of Ike. He does focus a lot on spacing, punishing, and short damaging combos to then set up KOs. He has a very similar playstyle to his Brawl version. He can be very effective with careful play despite having exploitable weaknesses, and notable players being Rio primarily, who has demonstrated very high level success with Ike. Very, very fun player. I like watching him a lot back in the day. But of course, as I mentioned before, Brawl was the first instance of Ike being in Smash, so you know he's coming back from Brawl. Expect some changes with this character. So of course, you know, some changes with Ike from his Brawl encounter. So as for general buffs, though, he's got a pretty improved mobility. He's got a faster dash and airspeed. He's got a higher double jump, which aids both his neutral game and his recovery. Yeah, there we go. Side B is going to be a really good option for that. He's also got better frame data. His forward air has faster startup and can also auto cancel with a short hop. All of his aerials have reduced landing lag, and aerials also no longer have transcendent priority, which means you can now cancel out projectiles. He's also got some pretty beneficial gameplay changes, such as hit stun canceling, which changes, hit stun canceling changes have improved Ike's combo potential. No edge hogging, it helps his recoveries with, of course, his up and side B, and the rage mechanic benefits Ike due to his high weight and power. But we got some nerfs to kind of go over. He does have general reduced power. He's got lower damage and knockback across most of his movesets. He also has reduced range with smaller hitboxes, which makes spacing slightly harder. His jab also got pretty nerfed. Jab cancel from Brawl is no longer viable due to having increased startup and ending lag. Nice, get that counter off. His special moves have gotten some downgrades, primarily in Eruption. His neutral B having less damage, knockback, and super armor is only when it's fully charged. And he also, in general, has a bigger hurt box. It's slightly larger and heavier, which makes him more vulnerable to combos. So for general, just overall changes, he has a big trade-off in design. He's faster and more mobile with a better recovery, but at the cost of having less power and range. He lost his key tool, that of course being the jab cancel, which is no longer effective. And for competitive performance, is kind of initially underrepresented as a character in Smash 4. But he has improved over time due to buffs via game mechanics, or game updates I should say, but he's achieved average results in tournaments with a small but growing player base. So that's Ike, you know, he's more the same, or more or less the same as he was back in Brawl, but I mean, it's hard to say if he's improved, because obviously that lower power definitely does screw him up a lot, and also not having that key tool of the jab cancel, because that was definitely a really big thing that a Brawl Ike benefited a lot from. But I think one of the things I really do like about Smash 4 and in turn Ultimate Ike is the fact that he's just a lot faster. His mobility is so much better than it was back in Brawl. Funny enough, I think Brawl is actually, doesn't make much sense, but Brawl, I think, funny enough, is Ike's best iteration in terms of like just general tier placement and like matchups against the cast as a whole. Damn, Ike, relax, buddy. Ooh, you tried there. You freaking tried. Freaking rolled that. Nope, 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 nope. I'm getting this. Ooh, the spike. Oh, that's so satisfying to get. The bam. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, I think the increase to his mobility in Smash 4 and Ultimate has definitely benefited a lot. I think it definitely helps him out in a lot of certain matchups or whatever, or certain instances. Let's actually show off. You know what? Let's get a fully charged Eruption KO on Core. Bye-bye. That move is so fun. I love how it changed from Red Flames back in Brawl to now Blue Flames. So it just kind of has a different look to it. But yeah, not bad. Really good score of Ike. Holy crap. I had a feeling I would get a good score, but damn, that's a good one. Not bad. Very, very fun character to play as for sure. Alright, so these credits go, and I think Ike is gonna have a pretty good time with these. He's got decent aerial game. His neutral air is a fantastic, like, general move for the air. And also, I think his up B is also gonna be pretty solid for this too. I feel. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but it might be. But yeah, so Ike, you know, he's a fun character. I've always, again, I mentioned this briefly in the beginning of the episode, but I've always enjoyed Ike as a character. He's always been a really fun one to play. I think, honestly, I feel like, if I remember correctly, he's one of those characters that I remember having a lot of fun playing back in the day. Like, he was a character back in Brawl that I remember being one of my favorite characters. Like, straight off the rip, I remember him being one of my favorite characters. Yes, even more than Marth, which is kind of funny coming from me, because I've always been more of a Marth player in Smash compared to Ike. I mean, I main Marth in Melee now, and I of course prefer him a lot in the other 3 games. I think he's also like one of my mains in Smash 4 too. But I don't know, just like beginning of my Smash career, I guess if you want to call it that, I have, or not even career, but just like my Smash playing time. I have always enjoyed Ike as a character. He's always been super, super fun. I just like that big, heavy hitter, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what I really did enjoy back in the day. But even then, I did like Olimar a lot, so like, you know, I liked Ike, but I also liked Olimar, so two very different worlds there, especially like comparing their Brawl iterations. Huge differences between the two characters. But yeah, Ike's always been a lot of fun, and that enjoyment has always carried over into Smash 4 and then of course into Ultimate. He's a character I do like to pull out a lot in like really all 3 Smash games. He's just super, super enjoyable. But yeah, really cool run through. Really cool character. I like the background image a lot. Him facing off against Ganondorf and Shulk. Really cool matchup, I guess. Let's check out Ike's taunts real quick. So we got the up taunt. We got the side taunt.
Prepare yourself.
And of course the down taunt. Of course, keeping his brawl taunts as his key focus. You know, the change in Ike's design is also really cool. Wow, Ike, okay. I was not expecting him to pass Bowser's score, but I guess Ike is my record high score now. So hey, I'll take it. I'll freaking take it. As I was saying, yeah, I do like the change to Ike's look a lot. You know, going from his Path of Radiance look, where he was more of like a, I guess, a lower class back in Brawl, at the time of Brawl. And then of course now in Smash 4, Radiant Dawn had came out for the Wii, and he got bulkier and also kind of went up in his ranking, right? So yeah. Anyway, let's check out Ike's stuff real quick. So of course we have, you know, we showed this off before, but we got the final Smash, of course, the Great Ether. Really cool move. Just puts them into like a very big hit frenzy, just a lot of sword slashes, fire going everywhere up in the sky. It's really cool. I'm pretty sure anyone, multiple opponents can actually be caught in the Great Ether hit itself, can actually be brought up and comboed up there. And also anyone who is below Ike when he slams down will also get hit. So keep that in mind. Anyone who just in general goes near him as he's doing Great Ether will take damage. But yeah, so that's the final Smash, really cool one. Now for his special moves, of course, we got the standard Eruption, you know, a chargeable neutral special, one that has a lot of power to it. If you fully charge it though, it is very strong and will cause a lot of knockback to your opponent, but it will do 10% damage to Ike, so keep that in mind. But can also, I'm pretty sure it can Meteor Smash, unless that's a thing only in Brawl. Now, of course, his side B, the Quick Draw, which is another chargeable one. His main horizontal option for recovering can be charged as well. Can obviously, you know, go different speeds, different power. In the air, he gets put into free fall. But of course, it's pretty good at killing. Of course, he has that ding, which makes it, you know, it is a sound that it's fully charged. Pretty good horizontal recovery, just kind of risky and predictable at times. Then, of course, his up B, of course, you know, the Ether, the classic. Swings his sword up into the air, grabs the opponent that's near him, and just slams them down. Really good, also a solid Meteor Smash option if he can grab someone in the air. Yeah, so he can just bring them down, drag them down with him, which is a lot of fun. He can also like drag them down while also being able to latch onto the ledge where he latches on, but the opponent dies. It's really cool. But still pretty solid kill option as well, and can, like, you know, be good to just get a little bit of damage on your opponent. And of course, a down B. It's the counter. It's a bit slower than Marth's counter, but it is more powerful. At least in Brawl it was. I'm pretty sure it might be the same in this game. And yeah, it just works the same as a counter. He gets hit, and then of course, you know, he then does damage back. So simple as that. I mean, that's Ike. He's, you know, he's your classic Fire Emblem swordsman in Smash, but he definitely is a lot more, I don't know, unique compared to other just melee swordsmen like Marth, for example. He's that big bulky guy, you know, he's got a lot of cool stuff to him. But anyways, here is Ike's trophy. One of the main characters from the Fire Emblem series, having fought in the Mad King's War, restored the fallen nation of Crimea, or maybe Crimea, and taken on the Begnion Empire. Ike is rightly called a hero. He has the strength to call back the title, or to back the title. One good swing of his blade can launch the heaviest of foes. And of course the games, of course, you know, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance for the GameCube and Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn for the Wii. Also, I'm pretty sure Ragnar is like a super heavy sword. I don't know how heavy it is, but like, it's heavy from what I remember. And like, yeah, so the fact that he can carry that and sometimes with just one arm is insane. But that is it for today's episode of Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. Thanks for watching. In the next one, we're going to be heading through Classic Mode as another newcomer. This time, again, being a Fire Emblem character. Robin, the mage from Fire Emblem Awakening. So we'll see how he works, you know. very different from Marv and Ike for sure, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, subscribe, like, comment, all the good stuff. Social media, including the Twitch and all the other channels, are of course down in the description. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Pop-Tart out.